you doing today? How you doing today? Hi guys. As how's your side over there? As the weather treating you? Happy New Year! It's a new year, 2022. It's been a great 2021. Yeah, we had some COVID and some other things, but we're good. We're good. Actually, we're good, and we're back on our feet. So, this year I'll be taking you through a very wonderful course. We're going through web development. I'll be starting from the very scratch, starting from the beginning. We'll be learning some wonderful things, going through web development. I mean, for absolute beginners, someone who has never touched a laptop before, you've never written any code before, probably you've not even done anything on the computer before. Probably, I know at one time or the other you'll have used computer to send a mail, probably receive a mail, or see a movie or something, but you've not done something like web coding before. It's going to be from the very scratch, so it's for absolute beginners. If you're a professional and you just want to probably see things and probably go over and learn all over again, okay, good, you're welcome. But for absolute beginners, actually. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll be learning things like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, React, Vue, PHP, Node.js, MySQL, MongoDB, and so on and so forth. Okay, don't get scared. I know, don't get scared. You could see we have a lot of long list of courses. It's gonna be simple. It's gonna be very simple, straightforward, simpler than you can ever imagine. Okay, so let's get started. Let's just I don't want us to waste our time. I want us to go through, learn fast. So we can divide all this into the front end framework, the back end database. We have the front end, that's the visual interface, the UI UX, what you get to see. Then we have the front end framework. These are the framework which we use in building the front ends. We also have back end framework. Sorry, but I forgot to put it here. Then we have the back end. We have the database. So we're learning all this, which makes you a full stack developer. Okay, let me do a brief introduction of who I am. I'm KBC. I'm a full stack developer with over 8 years of experience. I've been opportune to write a lot of web apps, a lot of programs, a lot of things. So, and this time around, it's going to be a good time. We'll be learning something. I've chosen to teach a little of what I've learned so far, if possible, everything. Okay, so what are the requirements we'll be needing for this course? We need a laptop or a phone. Now, this easy to write and compile your code with an editor. That's where you get to write your code. It could be Sublime, it could be Notepad, and it could be Visual Studio Code. You could get all these things on your phone. We have a mobile version for all this. And we have a browser where you use to preview your codes to see how good your website looks like. So let's get started. Okay, hypertext markup language, that's what we call HTML. I'm not here to bore you with definitions, so I got this from Wikipedia. I don't know definitions, but you could just go there and read up about what HTML is. Just read about what it does and the function. So those are the things we make use. That's what we'll do with this. Okay, guys, sorry, just trying to get some things together on my screen. Don't mind the noise. I have people here at home. Hypertext markup language is a standard markup for a document designed to be displayed in the web browser. It can be assisted by technologies such as cascading style sheets, script languages such as JavaScript. So, like I said, I won't be going through all this. We'll get to that later. So, what we're learning today is HTML. So, let's get started. Now, back then when we were in school, we write letters and we have a page sheet of paper where we put the heading of the letter, we put the title, we put the body, which is the content of the letter. You have a closing remark. So now HTML is just something like that. So we'll be looking through HTML, and what we use in HTML are tags. We make use of tags in HTML. Now our tags are kept in an angular bracket, just like we can see here in the HTML here. We have HTML, then we have another one with slash. That means that's a closing tag. We have the opening and the closing tags, and some you could notice they don't have closing tags like this. This one is called, we call them self-closing tags. Don't worry, you don't have to get bothered about this. When we get in, you understand everything. So the basic HTML tags, we have the HTML, we have the head, you have the title. The HTML, these are the tags, the beginning and the end. That tells your web browser that okay, I'm writing a website in HTML. Written in HTML. So we have the head, there is the tags inside. This tag reside inside HTML. You normally use to group some specific information about the page together. We have the title reside inside the header tag. We use this to tell the title of our page. We have the body, that's where all the content that shows on our website goes into. We have the metal. We use the metal to keep some information that are actually off-page, like the author, the keywords, and some other things like that. Then we have the link. We normally used to create a connection with external style sheet, fonts, and the like, but we're not going into that now. When we get there, I'll explain better. Okay, this is how our layout looks like. This is what we have on our editor. Then with this, you have a website already. Just for you to get it developed, add more to your website, make it better. That's it. So okay, let's get started. Let's go back to our editor. Like I promised, in this course, like I said earlier on, sorry, I'll be using the Sublime test. So if you don't have a Sublime test, just go to your browser and click on download Sublime test, then install. Then you should have something like this. So when you want to build a website, like I said, if you want to build a website, I always tell you, try and have a directory where you keep all your web pages, so that you can go there, you can have access to them, so that when linking them together, you can have something, you can link them together easily. Don't worry, we'll get there. I'll show you how to link them together. Okay, so now I'm about to build a website. So, and the home page of your website, that is the first page people will see when they get to your website, is always called the index page. So if you want to save, you open your notepad and you save your notepad. Now you save it as index. Then the extension will be .html. .html tells the system that this is a web page. You know, we have image, we have JPEG, we have PNG, we have EPS, we have TTF. Now exactly the same thing applies to our web page. Once we save it as .html or .htm, that shows that okay, this is actually a web page. So I'll be saving it as index.html. Okay, have one before, so I'm overwriting this. Then have my notepad ready. Please, I want us to know this. If you have any problem, any question, or probably you're trying to do something and you're not getting it, just drop your comment. I promise to answer your comment. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You know how to help the channel. You know, the more you subscribe, the better it gets. So you can also subscribe. You can turn on your notifications, so that whenever a new video drops, like I promised, I'll be dropping the video every 2 days. I'll be dropping a new video. So you can switch on your notification button, so that whenever a video drops, you could be easily come back and get to see and learn. Okay, now we're going to be writing exactly what we're saying here and see the output in our browser. So let's go HTML. Now, one of the benefits of using editors is it helps you to do autocomplete. You know, you can't just cram all these tags off, and yeah, fine. Some people will be like, oh, do I have to cram these tags? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. But when you use editors, it will help you get the tags. But when you understand the way it's being done, you could easily look up for the tags sometimes. Probably even when your editor is done to complete, now you can't remember the tag. You can just look up, but you have to just understand the way it works. So that's why I took my time to explain what HTML is. So if I press enter, I have everything. So the title here is the title of our web page. So I'm going to title this my first website. So you can see the title is within the head tag. This is the opening HTML, this is the opening head, this is the closing head, there's the opening body, this is the closing body, this is HTML. Then within here comes all our content. So let me just put some this. Okay, hello, I am a web developer. Save this. Then you go to the directory where you have stored your file. Then you can see we have a browser kind of a thing there showing that okay, this is a web page. You right click, you click on I'm opening with Firefox. Can you see it's showing hello, I am a web developer. Yeah, either you like it or not, you just built a website. This is a website. Now it's left for you to now make it better, enhance it, make it look good, big, nice, and so on. Sorry, your text might not be as big as this. I have to zoom my screen so that you can see very well from your end over there. Okay, so now let's continue. Let's continue with our class. Now we have some other basic HTML tag, the script, the style. All this, we'll be talking about this now. Just trying to introduce you to all this. We get to know them as we move on. When we get to some advanced HTML. Okay, these are some HTML tags we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at this just to get familiar with HTML. We'll be spending much time on the tags because I'm not giving you all the tags. I'll give you some, and you go online. Probably I'll give you a link. Then you get more tags and practice. So we have a strong tag. We have the bold tag, we have the EM tag, that's the emphasis tag, we have the italics, we have the cite, we have the delete, we have the block quote, we have the break tag, we have the superscript, subscript, HR, that's horizontal line, we have the H1 to H6, then we have the paragraph tag. So we'll be looking at some of these tags. So let's just start from the strong tag. How does it work? Okay, when you are adding a tag to your web page, the tag comes at the beginning of the text and at the end of that particular text. For example, a strong tag, if I put a strong tag, you can see the editor is trying to suggest what we're trying to type, and then close it here. If I should come down to my browser and refresh, you could see this is a bit bold. We have a bold hello I'm a developer. That's the strong tag. If you notice, we also have what we call, we also have the B tag. Now the B tag and the strong tag are like the same thing, but sometimes they are not the same, but they are the same. The output seems to be the same. They are both bold, or they both make your text to be bold. Okay, let me do this. I am bold, not strong. For me, I'm actually strong. I'm only saying I'm bold, not strong for here, so don't think I'm not strong. Okay, that's on the lighter mode. If I refresh now, you can see they are the same. Yeah, they look the same. They look the same. Yes, they look the same. They might be different tags, but they do the same thing. Okay, let's move on. We have some other tags. We have the EM tag. Now the EM tag, it's called emphasis tag. It places emphasis on a particular text. Okay, let's try that. This is me placing emphasis on this text. If I go to our browser and I refresh, can you see it makes the text, it places an emphasis, making it look italic. But we also have a tag majorly for italics. Don't get confused. That's just the way it is. Don't get confused. We have high. This is italics, not emphasis. Can you see they are the same? It's also italics. So we have some tags that do the same job, but most times, for instance, if you want to use the italics, I would advise you to use the EM. If you want to use a bold, I ask to use a strong tag. Yes, that's the best advice I could give. I would advise to use that. Okay, let's go on. Let's practice more tags, because I actually want us to go through almost all the tags. Now we have some other tags. We have the site, we have the delta, we have the block code, we have the BR. Okay, the site is almost the same thing as the italics tag too. So let's do the del tag. You know, there are times you want to show your visitor, your user, that okay, this text is actually being deleted, so you could read it if you want, and if you don't want to read it, it's up to you. This text is deleted. So if I should do this, if I should go back to my browser and refresh, can you see now we have a line showing that okay, this text has actually been deleted. So it's up to you if you want to read it. This text is not really important, it's left to you if you really want to go through the text. Okay, now we have what we call the break tag. That's an example of a self-closing tag. It doesn't have an opening and closing, it's closed in itself. So what do we do with the break tag? We normally use to create a line break between a text. If you notice in our browser, all the texts are just going straight down, blah 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 blah. We don't have a break, we don't have a full stop, we don't have anywhere it's stopping from. But if you put a break tag here and I refresh and I save, sorry, for every changes, make sure you save your notepad before then come here and refresh. You could see we have this broken into another line. Okay, let's add more break. Let me come here and put BR here and put BR here and put BR, and let's see the result now. Let's see how good that you can see we have all our text starting from a new line. That's the function of the break tag. Okay, let's talk about the block codes, then the superscript, subscript, then the H1, then the paragraph tag. Let's talk about that. Let's start from the block quote. Now, what does block quote do? Look at it. It said used for long paragraph quotation. Okay, let's just give it a try. Like a quotation, like when you're writing your thesis and you want to show, okay, this long paragraph quotation. You know, it's normally centered. It comes in the middle to show that okay, this particular line, it's a quotation. It's been drawn from someone's probably thesis or something. Okay, let's check it out. This is a quotation use a quotation, and I am trying to make use of block quotes as a tag. So what I will do to make it long enough, I'll copy this, the space, now paste it back, paste it. So let's see in our browser, let's see how it works. You get it? So that's the way it is. So it's showing that this is a quotation. So I could just come in here and put. So if I should come in here and refresh, and so we have a quotation. Okay, now I want to make it look better. Probably I want to put an italics. So I could also add something we call nesting of tags. That is, one tag is another tag and another tag. So I just want to like cite this at the same time. Just come here and put okay, cite, and come to the end here and put another cite. So now I'm nesting the tags. Have cite inside block quote. So you close the inner one first before the outer one. You close the inner one, this and this, before closing the outer one. Hope you understand this. Okay, if you don't understand, if you have any question, you can always drop your comment in my comment section. Can you see? So this looks like a block quote indeed now. Okay, now let's talk about the subscript and the superscript. You want to write 2 raised to power 2. How do you get to do that? Okay, I'll say 2 raised to power 2. Then the other 2, I'm going to put what we call a sup tag. So okay, 2. So if you save this, if I go here and refresh, you can see we have 2 raised to power 2. Okay, I want to write 2 in base. Okay, let's say for example I want to write H2O. Come here, so okay, H. Then I'll put a sub tag for the 2, and I'll put O here. If I should save this, I'm going to my browser. You can see we have H2O. That's what we use that for. Okay, we also have some other tags. We have now talking specifically about the header tags. We have 6 levels of the header tags. Okay, I'll just demonstrate this straight off. Let me write the 6 levels of the header tag. From there you understand. We use header tags for heading. That is heading of text. So let's go through. You understand what I'm trying to say. H1. This is header 1. So I just copy this and paste 6 times. So 1 2 3 1 2 3. So I'll change this to 2. Then I'll change this down to 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 5 4 3. Then here I'll come here and say okay, 3 4 5 6. So let's save this. Let's get in here and refresh. Now you can see we have the headers 6 different forms. So this is H1, this is H2, H3, this is H4, this is H5, H6. Yes, that's the way our header works. Okay, let's move on. Which other tags are we talking about? Now let's talk about the paragraph tag, the P tag. You know, instead of us using a break here at the end of every text, we could just make them a paragraph each. Now I'll be doing here, I'll be nesting tags. Now putting a paragraph before the strong tag, and I'll be closing at the end of the strong tag. So let me do the same for this place. So all these will become a paragraph. So let's leave it this way. Let's refresh our page. Can you see there's a clear space in between to show that okay, this is a paragraph and this is another paragraph. But compared to break, you can see within text that have been broken, we don't have enough space to show that okay, these are paragraphs. Okay, that's how the paragraph tag works. Now let's move on. We also have few tags. We have the span and the div. I won't be explaining that now. We're gonna these 2 tags are tags that we have to like dedicate a particular class for. We'll be going through, especially when we want to get down to CSS. Okay, thanks guys. I'll be stopping here for today. The next class I'm moving on with other tags. We'll be talking about adding our images and some other things, the form, the table. We're getting deep into HTML. But I want us to know that sometimes when I digress out of this out of the web development, probably somebody has a problem. Probably in other courses, probably you have a problem with your C Sharp, you have a problem with your PHP, you have a problem with your Node.js, your React.js. You could drop it in the comment. I could make a video just to make it happen, just to make you understand the way it works. So sometimes we might need to go a bit out of the class, but we have a playlist for this. So anytime we're going out of this class, we'll let us know that okay, this particular video is not for this class. Okay, thank you. I'll continue from the next one. That'll be tomorrow. You get the next video. Thank you very much.